And a boot to Baszler. Takes Baszler out of the mix. Charlotte.
3 times a Charlotte Flair segment went off-script in WWE. The off-script segment between Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair on Friday's WWE SmackDown has become a major talking point among WWE fans. The two wrestlers reportedly veered from the planned script and delivered personal insults. Notably, WWE has edited out specific lines from its digital video recaps, suggesting an attempt to mitigate the fallout. Stratton's remarks about Charlotte living in her father's shadow and ending up alone, coupled with a pointed reference to a 0.3 inches record and a mention of Kaiser in Charlotte's DMs, were deemed too personal for online distribution. Further editing on WWE's YouTube channel removed Stratton's comparison of their respective lives at age 25, where she claimed to be walking into WrestleMania as a champion, while Flair was drinking in her daddy's basement. Here are 3 other times that segments involving Flair went off the rails. Page mentioning Reed Flair. Charlotte Flair's storylines have often pushed boundaries, even early in her main roster career. After winning her first title at Night of Champions 2015, her alliance with Paige quickly deteriorated, leading to a heated rivalry. In the lead-up to their Survivor Series match, Paige crossed a line by mocking Charlotte's deceased brother, Reed Flair, who had died of a drug overdose. Paige's comments, claiming Reed did not have much fight in him, elicited a visibly emotional reaction from Charlotte and generated significant controversy. This segment was a stark departure from WWE's typically sanitized storylines, creating a highly talked-about moment. Although cleared by both performers beforehand, the company's decision to incorporate such a sensitive topic into a routine women's title feud was a risky move, highlighting the potential for real-life emotions to intensify on-screen rivalries. Match with Nia Jax. Charlotte Flair is renowned for her in-ring prowess, but her television matches have sometimes failed to live up to her high standards. While she's criticized for inconsistent TV performances, she's rarely been accused of unprofessional conduct. However, a 2021 match against Nia Jax on Raw became an exception. The match appeared to break down, with both wrestlers throwing real strikes, suggesting a breakdown in communication or a genuine disagreement. Nia Jax later clarified that the incident was a misunderstanding, attributing the tension to a communication breakdown. Despite her explanation, the incident remains a notable moment where on-screen action blurs the lines with real-life conflict. Flair's unpredictable nature reached its peak during a 2021 title exchange segment with Becky Lynch. The awkward segment, designed to swap their Raw and SmackDown titles following the WWE draft, exposed their real-life animosity. Flair's decision to drop the title instead of handing it to Lynch led to unscripted frustrations from both Lynch and Sonya Deville, all unfolding in front of the live audience. This incident laid bare the real tensions between Flair and Lynch, causing a scripted segment into a moment of genuine conflict. The WWE Women's Championship feud continues to get messy ahead of WrestleMania 41, as Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair's tense chemistry escalates further. The rivalry has seemed far more personal than fans would have expected, which does make for some compelling, if awkward, television. Their face-to-face segment on last night's SmackDown was the most striking example yet of the two women letting loose on each other, which was apparently a result of them going off script. They are either working the audience to perfection, or it is another example of a Charlotte Flair segment going off the rails. Over the past few weeks, it has been clear that Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair have been pushing each other's buttons more than a usual WrestleMania title feud would allow. It has been unclear the extent to which their shared unease is a work, but things got amped up even further during their face-to-face on SmackDown last night. In a segment that Wade Barrett attempted to moderate, Charlotte and the WWE Women's Champion exchanged the most personal insults yet. Both women mentioned their opponents' love lives, talked over each other, and fought to get the last word in during a verbal battle. It was truly one of the most uncomfortable WWE segments in recent memory and has only made fans more excited, apprehensive about seeing the eventual match at WrestleMania 41. There is still a chance that their deeply personal jibes are all a work, but at this point, there is a palpable tension whenever the two superstars share the screen. 4 interferences that could happen during Charlotte Flair vs. Tiffany Stratton at WWE WrestleMania 41. Tiffany Stratton is heading to WrestleMania 41 to defend the WWE Women's Championship against Charlotte Flair. The two wrestlers have proven themselves to be explosive enough during their brawls on SmackDown. However, this doesn't mean they shouldn't expect company in Las Vegas. Here are 4 stars who could interfere in their match at the show of shows. Number 4. Ric Flair could try to help his daughter become the WWE Women's Champion again. Hall of Famer Ric Flair is a big pillar, supporter, and fan of Charlotte Flair. The Nature Boy has cheered for his daughter for several of her matches from ringside. Thus, it isn't difficult to imagine that the legend could be there to witness her title match at WrestleMania 41. However, the Queen is currently a heel right now. Thus, there is a chance that Ric Flair could try to pull some underhanded tactics to give his daughter the advantage, as he wants Charlotte Flair to earn the WWE Women's Championship for the first time. Nia Jax could make Tiffany Stratton pay for betraying her. Nia Jax could make Tiffany Stratton pay for betraying her. Tiffany Stratton won the WWE Women's Championship after cashing in her Money in the Bank contract on Nia Jax. The duo had been close friends with each other before. But, Jax had to look over her shoulder every time to check on Tiffy, who had helped her win the title from Bayley at the 2024 SummerSlam. While the Irresistible Force received a title rematch, it ended in a DQ and the title didn't change hands. However, she will have the perfect opportunity to exact revenge on the Buff Barbie for betraying her at WrestleMania 41. If Jax costs Tiffy the title, she could later claim a title shot against Charlotte Flair. She could state that she eliminated the most number of wrestlers from the Royal Rumble, which Flair won to receive her title shot. 2. Becky Lynch could cause problems for Tiffany Stratton. Becky Lynch is one of WWE's 4 horsewomen alongside Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, and Bayley. The man was last seen in action in May 2024 where she failed to reclaim the Women's World Championship from Liv Morgan. While she has signed a new deal with the Stamford-based promotion after her contract expired in June 2024, Lynch hasn't returned so far. This, however, could change at WrestleMania 41 where big-time Bex could return as a heel. The man could help the Queen defeat Tiffany Stratton and win the WWE Women's Championship. Several rumors predict that Becky Lynch will have a new character upon her return, making this a likely outcome. Number 1. Trish Stratus could lend a helping hand to her new friend. Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton have formed a very close friendship with each other in the past several weeks. The Buff Barbie and the 7-time Women's Champion have released new merchandise together and also won a tag team match against Nia Jax and Candice LeRae at Elimination Chamber. The Hall of Famer could watch Tiffy's back in Las Vegas and prevent Charlotte Flair from playing dirty. Additionally, she could also keep an eye out for other wrestlers who may try to help the Queen win her 15th World Championship. It would be interesting to see if Tiffany Stratton is able to score a win in her first Mania title defense. Condolences. Charlotte Flair sends a message after WWE SmackDown. WWE superstar Charlotte Flair made a massive impact in the latest episode of SmackDown. The Queen has now issued a message, potentially directed at WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton, following her verbal back and forth with the 25-year-old on the Friday night show. On the March 21st installment of the Blue Brands show in Bologna, Italy, Flair and Stratton participated in a split-screen interview with Joe Tessitore. The segment became memorable because the Queen dominated the conversation, seemingly undermining the Buff Barbie's confidence ahead of their WWE Women's Championship match at WrestleMania 41. Taking to X, formerly Twitter, the dirtiest diva in the game sent a brutal one-word message after SmackDown, seemingly disparaging Tiffany Stratton. WWE veterans comment on Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton's segment on SmackDown. Dutch Mantell and Vince Russo offered their thoughts on the verbal exchange via satellite between the Queen and the blonde bombshell. The veterans discussed this during an appearance on Sportskeeda Wrestling's Bro Down. According to Dutch Mantell, Tiffany Stratton looked scared after Charlotte Flair ate her alive. The veteran also claimed that both women performed as partial heels. Little Tiffany looks scared. Charlotte Flair ate her alive. It looks like Tiffany got flustered and didn't have anything to say, and Charlotte sat over there and sort of trying to laugh. I don't feel sorry for either one of them. I think they're both half heels, Mantell said.